What is it?
Alright, so thank you all for coming. We're going to open the meeting with the pledge of allegiance. The flag right there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we also want to start with a prayer, so I would like to just in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day, Lord. I thank you for the people that are here in the community. I just ask that you will guide us through this meeting, Lord, and that the decisions made will be according to your will. Just continue to watch over us, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, so I'm going to officially call this town board meeting of the Board of Hardinsburg to order. We've got a few things of business that we need to take care of, and then go through this agenda. So, as far as the resolution, I'd like to make a motion for a resolution. Make a motion for resolution 2025-003. Resolution of the Town Board of Hardinsburg, Indiana, authorizing engagement of legal counsel for municipal representation and support.
A second.
And then we will take that to a vote. So all members in favor, aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. So that resolution has passed. Our next order of business is our clerk treasurer resigned, so we have a vacancy that we need to fill. Does anyone have any nominations for that?
I nominate Ashley Johnson.
I'll second.
Okay, so we'll take that to a vote. All members in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. So that motion has passed. Okay, yep, and we'll have to do your own. Do you have that paper? Okay. So did you want to come here to do those?
Whatever you want me to do.
We've been doing it where you just read something and she repeats it and then it's just
Okay.
signed off on it. She's got it. Here, Jim.
Johnson.
And I, Cindy Johnson, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the State of Indiana, and the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana. I will faithfully execute the duties of my office as a member of the Hardinsburg Town Board. So help me God.
Okay, so I will read that. I, Ashley Johnson, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the State of Indiana, and the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana. I will faithfully execute the duties of my office as a member of the Hardinsburg Town Board. So help me God.
No the ones that out here, because I'm responsible.
What was it?
Just memorize it out, write it on this one.
Yeah, I'll put it anywhere. So another order of business that we have is a discussion pertaining to a water smart grid grant. So that is a grant that we can apply for to provide, I guess in the resolution it tells you, but we're using it for, buying things that can benefit the public, for these buildings, this building in particular, for this grant. So that's just something that we have to discuss.
So I see that the grant cannot exceed $5,000. Or do we know?
I think that we could probably use.
I think that would be the best option, just because we don't want to get into purchasing things that we need and then not have enough funds to do that.
If we're gonna go through to apply for this grant, I know we can do it, I don't know if it's every month or every 2 months. There's a lot of stuff we could probably do, we might as well just, knock out the big stuff all at once, and I would say we could, like I said, we could probably use the majority of that $5,000, not all of it.
Are we going to appoint somebody to manage the grant to, or who's going to submit the grant and then work the grant all the way through? Do we need to designate anybody to do that?
I think that would be really good.
I feel like you have experience doing that, and if you need our support,
Yeah.
we would gladly do that.
So we basically just push that to you.
That's all I have.
So I guess then I will make a motion to pass this resolution for the Hardinsburg local grant. And we'll take that to a vote, so all members in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. So that resolution has passed. Okay, so now, we'd like to bring forward our proposed budget for 2025. And we need to get that in place to be able to get re-registered with DLGF to be able to use this money so that we can start paying the bills and things that are needed from the town. So, that's something we probably go into in the public comment and ask. So I give everybody a copy of the budget.
So we're just, if we have, the process for the budget, so everybody knows we're not gonna have a budget tonight.
Yeah, we won't have a budget tonight. This is just kind of a proposed budget, so, the process for actually getting this budget in place, we'll have to put out a notice, 10-day notice, that will be done in a public hearing, and then we'll have a following public hearing to actually get this budget in place. This is just a proposed budget for the board as of right now, so just so everyone's aware.
I make a motion to approve the proposed budget for the town of Hardinsburg for the 2025-2026.
I will second that motion. So we'll take that to a vote. All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, nay? So that proposed budget has passed. And then, so the next order of business is regular meeting schedule. I know we've had some kind of here and there meetings, and we've explained that in past meetings as far as why that's been going on. We've just got so many things that are taking place that we have to get kind of put in place. So that's why it's been like that, but I do have copies. I have copies here that will be posted on this building and the blue building, and they've got the regular meeting schedule for the remainder of the year, so everyone will be aware of those.
I'm gonna set, like, if something comes up and we need to meet for August 19th.
Yeah, so if we have any kind of special meetings, like if something comes up that we have to take care of, then those meetings, we will send those out, we will post those meetings, and they'll be on the Facebook page, if everyone's aware of that, so we will have those. I mean, they'll still have that fall under that 48-hour notice, we'll have those posted accordingly if they are, but these are just regular scheduled meetings that we will hold every month on these days, so.
So what is it? What Tuesday?
It is the third Tuesday of every month is what those days will be for the general normal meetings that we hold.
Did you post the
I'm sorry, yeah, I'll try. A little nervous, bigger eyes and eyes, not good at public speaking, so bear with me. We kind of addressed with the budget as far as getting reestablished with the DLGF, so we have to get reestablished with them to, basically get like our tax rate in place to be able to submit our budget, and that all falls under like us being able to use the town funds to be able to do anything, so you guys are just gonna have to kind of bear with us as we work through those processes. I mean, I know there's concerns and things that need to be done, but you guys, we have to get through these processes before we're gonna be able to address any of those issues at the moment, so.
What is left for us right now? Working towards that.
So we've got, I mean, it's just, we're still in contact with them right now, so as far as having specifics on the process, it's kind of a hurry up and wait thing. I mean, it's just, we're trying to get the information as it comes to us, and we're trying to work through those processes, so I don't really have a specific update on when that's gonna be done or exactly the processes we have to go through, but we're working with them to try to nail it down and get it taken care of so that we'll be able to move forward from that. And then, so we've got a water meter that the county paid to have a water meter, a new water meter put in at the ball field. So currently, when the town had those properties, the ball field and our other building down there were all on one service. When the county took over and had the property separated, they went ahead and paid to have a water meter installed for the ball field. It was not being used. They never had a water line dug into the ball field, so the town's being charged a minimum fee for that water meter. So I'm gonna make a motion to discontinue that service through the water company because I just don't feel that there's a reason we should be paying that when there's already water running through that we're paying for. So we'll take that to a vote. So all in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. So that motion was passed.
How much did we just save?
A whopping like $15 and some change.
That goes a long way.
But that's monthly units for something that's not even doing anything besides sitting here. Okay, is there any new business?
Yeah, so I know we talked about ways to keep the community informed as to what we're doing here on the board, and yeah, basically what we're doing on the board, and we put out that newsletter for July. I think like the second week of July, that went on Facebook, and it was published in the Washington Times. So today's the last day of July, so we need to be thinking about the August newsletter and what we, going forward, what we want to include in that. And also another way to get that people that have access to Facebook. I think that, I don't know if it's creating a mailing list or if it's going to the post office and mailing it to everyone, you know, within our zip code or the town. I don't know how they set that.
You can do direct mail through the post office, so we could possibly have a way to send something to everyone in the 47125 zip code, for instance, so that way, anyone that doesn't have access to Facebook, that you'll get it, and we're hoping to eventually get kind of one of the drop-down like newspaper dispensers where we will have located at one of our buildings, and we will put those monthly newsletters in there that will be available to the community as well, so anyone can stop by and get one if they want.
So for the time being though, because I mean, getting a dispenser for that isn't on, you know, I mean, that's kind of a little, we've got bigger fish to fry. So in the meantime, thinking of I know that costs quite a bit, and we don't really have, you know, I mean, looking at the budget, we don't, you know, that would eat into our budget quite a bit to get that mail, but I still do think it's important because we have a lot of members of our community that are elderly that don't get on Facebook. And they need a way to kind of figure out what's going on, especially if we want to create more events for our community, you know, kind of bring everyone together. So something that I thought of was using local businesses as sponsors to pay for that mailing fee so that we can get it out to members of our community. On the last newsletter, I filled the bottom with old pictures of Hardinsburg, and there's only so many that I can find. So I think that would be maybe good advertising space, and in return for them paying to put out our newsletter to the community, we can fill that with maybe, you know, specials they're running, deal products, whatever they see fit. I think that would be a good way to, you know, get that newsletter out to people. I want to know what you guys think about what we should include, some specifically for August newsletter, and maybe in the future rental on there, or the, you know, that meeting for that month on there. Anything else that you guys think is relevant to put in there aside from stuff that we have gone over in meetings?
In my opinion, I think there's a lot of questions, and having a monthly meeting, we can get to so many of your questions and concerns, and we can update you on processes that are going on right now with the town, but, I think it would be good with that newsletter to maybe incorporate, updates that we get, you know, keeping the community involved, keeping them notified about any updates that do come up with the town, with the processes we're going through, just so you guys know, instead of waiting for more coming back into the meeting and then have to find out about it. I think that would be something that we add on there.
And specifically senior events, I think we should include on there, as they're like a big part of our community and share this building. So I know that Canvas is senior breakfast. I think that we should include that on the monthly newsletter, especially because that is part of it, seniors, and part of getting this paper newsletter out is so that, you know, seniors who, or anyone who doesn't have access to Facebook can see it. So I definitely think it would be kind of a no-brainer to include dates, you know, events that the senior citizen organization is putting on. You should include that on that.
I agree with you all. I think, when we get to public comment, if anybody has input, we're more than open to it, so. Have all the ideas.
Okay, so old business, we previously kind of touched on this building and what our, kind of plans were, so.
Well, since you bring that up, I put together a little, there are people that have reached out to rent.
Yeah, so we've already had people reaching out about possibly renting this building, which is good. I mean, that's gonna bring additional funding to the town, you know, additional money to be brought in to go back to the community. So, that's what we're looking at right now, so.
I put together this, just kind of a rough draft of like, community center guidelines. Big, kind of headings being fees, rules, and stipulations, so we're gonna pass that on, I think. And so, one thing I have here is fees dependent upon whether someone is a resident or a non-resident. So setting base rental, at 4 hours, so minimum that they're able, you have to rent this building for at least 4 hours at $75 an hour, or sorry, total. My rental. If additional time is required, then residents will be charged $15 per hour. And that the total hour of, you know, your rental needs to be decided at the time of booking. And that if your event ends early, that there's no refund given for that. Sales tax would be added, calculated based on the booking total, obviously. Cleaning for the, you know, to ensure that people clean up after themselves, a separate check for cleaning deposit would be due at the time of booking, which would obviously be refunded upon inspection after the event. For non-residents, the structure would obviously be the same, except obviously pricing would differ. For non-residents, we could start at $100 an hour for the initial 4 hours, and each additional hour billed at $20 an hour. One thing we put in here is funerals, and I think that it would be well for the town to offer the community center at a discounted rate of $25 for 4 hours. Obviously, sales tax and the cleaning deposit still apply. Some of the rules that I have set out here: no alcohol or drugs allowed, obviously, no pets except service animals would proper credentials, and that you should leave the grounds and the interior of the building how you found it. Do you guys have any other rules that you think I'm missing there?
I only add one, no smoking was allowed.
Oh, yeah, I missed that one.
Make sure it's there.
One thing I have set aside here is stipulations. I put down that the town board reserves the right to waive rental fees at their discretion and does not apply to any private events held by individual town board members in the community center. So meaning, if you're having an event, it's not like you're gonna waive your rental fee.
Yeah, I think, one thing we need to add though, if we're gonna require a deposit, I think we need to have a set deposit that's gonna be required from everyone, because on here, it doesn't have.
Oh, I didn't put that in there, okay, I was thinking $50, I might have left that out, I mean, does that sound?
I agree.
If someone doesn't clean up after themselves, it would probably be one of us, or someone coming, I feel like that was
The
probably
whole
a safe bet.
expectation is that they don't
Yeah.
want to spend the $50.
Yeah.
And they'll get their check. I think that provides enough motivation.
I wanna, okay, I put forth a motion to, yeah, use these.
I'll go second with the caveat that the changes that we just made.
Yeah.
The changes that.
Yeah, with no smoking and the 50, the specification of the $50 deposit.
Zero smoke, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. So these guidelines passed, this motion is passed?
I do have a question. I might have asked this before we voted, but it don't really matter. When will it be effective? Because I know there's people that have reservations, they're grandfathered in if they already have a reservation.
I mean, I feel like that would, I don't feel like we need to be backtracking to people that's already expecting for it to happen at a certain rate and then bumping up to them. So I'd say it would take effect now.
Probably.
Going forward, from this day forward, I feel it's done. So I think we're through there. Is there any other business that needs to be discussed? We've already. Yeah, we did. Okay, so now we'll go to public comment portion.
Can you explain to me the rights a little bit? I don't quite understand how you're charging.
The rates.
Yeah, so what are you confused
Oh,
about?
okay, that.
Is it $75 for 4 hours and then after that you're gonna charge $15 an hour?
Yeah, so say if
So they can
you,
actually wind up spending about $150, $200 for the bill.
You want her to answer the question?
so you're asking if say you put on an event and it goes for 5 hours, then you would be responsible if you're a resident, let's say, for the $75 plus the 15, that would be your total, if you rented it for 5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
And as far as I know, there is no more bookings. No, I haven't got nobody else.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna, as far as for,
I know there's one they want for Monday night for church, and I know somebody wanted it Saturday.
yeah, but as far as events that are separate from the senior citizen organization, people need to reach out to the town board that email,
I
so,
told people.
yeah.
Also, how much you charging the senior citizens?
So, as we had discussed in the last meeting,
Let's
that,
go first to hear back here.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talk I mumble a lot when I talk, and I get yelled at for it all the time, so I apologize for everyone in the back.
What we talked about at the last meeting that you were at, that we really wanted to reiterate, that we will not be trying to really change the relationship with the senior citizen organization, and that they have been using the building free of charge, and so we would like to continue that. We will not be to charge the senior citizens rates to use this building.
you said you wouldn't charge the senior citizens anything for using the building. Well, I've been around here since 1970, and was here when they built this. I know why they built it and everything, and to my knowledge, the seniors owned it. I don't know how the town got it or how the county had hold
Can
of
you
it.
give us your name and,
Gary Holloway.
okay,
Don't get me mixed up with my son, mine's Gary E.
okay,
Um,
you got that?
so this has been a very big discussion.
Well, see, I just found out about all this going on the other day. I'm gonna give you a little bit of history, you didn't ask for it. But the reason this building was built, that community building down there beside the old bank was what everyone was using.
Yes.
And there got to be controversy back and forth. So the seniors, I think the family found out about it, the last name was Young, found out you could get a grant. Well, Erwin Zena Walter and Carl Blevins was against it because they said a grant isn't everything because it's like goes with it on down the road. Maintenance and, you know, everything. But the seniors voted to build it. So they built the building, they paid it off, they always done all the work around here and everything. And then I found out here the other day, the county, the new commissioners or something, said that seniors didn't own it. But it's supposed to have been signed back over to them, and it wasn't. Now, I'm not a member of the senior citizens. I come down here to breakfast a lot. I've cooked down here before for them, years ago. But if that lady over there, whatever she goes along with, I'll support. If she works out something with you, that you all use it or something, that's one thing. But in my opinion, you all are telling them what to do with something that they own and you don't.
And, I've got the contract, and I'm not gonna go into details on the contract because I'm not an attorney. Well, there's a contract between the town and the seniors, and there's a grant that the town applied for to build this building. As far as who owns the building, I'm sorry, there was an agreement, there was a contract signed between the town and the seniors, 1997. There was, the town applied for the grant to build this building back then. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into a lot of details about it until I've got an opinion on that from you. And, so, and that's what I'm waiting on, but it's, I don't know how much I can go into.
So give me the contract to take a look at it, and I can update everybody at the next meeting.
Okay.
That's what I do that.
That's probably, yeah, so our attorney's gonna look over the contract from 1997, and then once we have an opinion from him, we will be able to give you more details on that. And I'm not gonna go into the contract, but it's been a big misconception that we're trying to force them out of here, or that we're trying to control them. I've reiterated over and over again that all we need, just give us your dates. Keep all your schedule exactly the way that it was. Just give us the dates that you're gonna use this building, because we wanna make it known that they have first rights to the building. There are seniors of the community, we wanna make sure they're taken care of. We will block those dates off to where it will not be rented out. The seniors have first access to it. Their bingo, I've already spoke to the lady that comes down and does the bingo. I spoke to her. I spoke to the Methodist Church, Margaret Cub, about what they're meeting down here. I've talked to the seniors about their breakfast. I've got all those dates already marked off on the calendar for the remainder of the year, so that those dates will not be, there will be no conflict with what the seniors want to do in this building. And that's, I've heard all the rumors. I've had phone calls, you know, that we're running y'all out, that we're taking over, and it's just not the case. And we're trying to be as transparent with you guys as possible, and we're trying to work with you as best as we can. It's just a process that we're going through on the legal side of it to just determine everything. like I said, we'll have a better update for you. I hope you come to the next meeting where we will have that update for you, but I just wanted to make that clear that, we're trying as best as we can to work with the seniors and to make sure that this is a place that they feel like they can still come and still use anytime they want to.
And I know it might seem frustrating when we say, oh, we can't go into this level of detail. We want to make sure that what we say up here in front of you guys is accurate, and we will stand behind it 100%.
Yeah.
So we want to use the tools that we have in our chest, to be as accurate as we can. And so that when you have follow-up questions about that, we can answer that and don't have to be like, oh, hold on, I want to check back again, So I know it's kind of frustrating, but we want to consult with Coy over here and
I will say too, so on our monthly mailer, so the lady, she comes down from Leavenworth. She works for a senior living facility down there and does bingo down here every month. I've had a conversation with her. So on our monthly newsletters that go out, I've already spoke to her and got permission for us to go ahead and promote that on that mailer that will be going to everyone. So that way more seniors in the community will be aware of it and can come in and participate in those things. And that's what we're kind of hoping to do with our mailer. It is not only town board business directly, but if there's things going on down here that maybe a lot of the public doesn't know about, because a lot of people ain't on the internet. I mean, I don't even have social media, so there's a lot of people that's not getting that information, and we want to make sure that that's readily available to those people, and that they know that there's these events down here to benefit them, and that's something that we want to put in that as well. So to try to help everybody out. So, but I appreciate your question.
Did I not give you dates last week?
You did, yes. And I've got all your breakfasts marked off, and then all the dates that you gave me that were other people. I've had people reach out to me that I imagine that you gave my number to, so I spoke to them, and I've got the Methodist Church dates blocked off. I've got the bingo dates blocked off. I spoke to all the representatives of those organizations as well. So all those dates are already blocked off. And if anything else that is senior citizens related, that is a normal event that's been going on, just forward those dates to me, and I'll speak to whoever represents that group, and we'll get that taken care
I
of.
think that's all of it. I do not have anything else. Bingo's maybe not that kind of except for breakfast.
Okay,
A couple of stuff.
okay.
You got to the 16th of August for a few. If that don't come through, I'll let you know ahead of time.
Okay.
Because the lady's supposed to be down and having his break and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, you might not want to do that, but yes, I'll go ahead and put that on the calendar, and then if something changes or you need to change that date, just let me know, and we'll get that changed.
And I know that on some of the pages, I think maybe in that newsletter, we should probably include the email that people need to use to schedule some of these bookings. Just so if someone wants to, they can do it that way, unless you want your phone.
Well, you are correct, but at the same time, do you use email?
Pardon?
Do you use email?
I know, I see that, it could be another app.
That's what I'm saying, but there is a direct town that comes straight to all of us board members, an email address, that anyone can send us an email with any type of issue you have, anything that, or if during public comment, if it fills up like this and everybody wants to talk, if you got a subject that you really want to address to the board, then we will be happy to put your name on the agenda, and you just give me a brief description of, what it is that you want to address. We'll put you on the agenda. That way you will be guaranteed time to talk about the issue at hand, or, what you feel you want to talk about. Now, that's not going to discount everyone else that just comes in and wants to talk. It's just going to give those people that get on the agenda precedence over everybody else that's got their hand up, so.
Well, I did something in.
Yes, and I emailed you back.
Brief email, yeah.
I
You
mean,
acknowledged, I'll put it that way.
there's only day of, there's a lot of people that have to come into that, and that would be something that we can bring up at the next board meeting, or you can bring it up right now, we can discuss it, and then.
No, it was just something that was mentioned to me because I live right on the highway and you see the slow down signs, Livonia's got it, Palmer. the traffic through town is horrendous, and the speeding. And you go to try to cross the street, good luck, sometimes pulling out, and
Totally.
it's terrible.
So
Now, I love it when they patrol. If they patrol, they catch them just boom, boom, boom. I just see them just whiz, just keep catching them.
So I'll touch base on your issue, so what she just described, people flying through town. Palmyra's got solar powered radar,
Livonia's got one.
radar feedback signs for slow down. So she asked about having those installed in the town. As much as I'd love to just
I
give you
know,
an
but I
extra,
just,
absolutely, so just in my short research of today, there's already two different, basically Indiana governing offices that I have to get a hold of to even find out the steps to get that approval and to find out what type of permits that have to be submitted, what type of signage has to be put up, what we're required to do, so. That's where.
just a bug to put in your
Yeah, and
ear.
that's, and it's there, I promise you. I've already got their names wrote down, I got their phone numbers, their emails.
Oh, I'm trying to sit here and be, because I'm like this gentleman here, I'm trying to be calm when it comes to, what I refer to as the senior building, but I don't know what it's.
And I understand, like, and that's what we explained at the last meeting.
I'm
You
not
were
a
there.
member either, but I know for a fact that the seniors put a lot of work and money into this. Just to be told, oh, you've had it for 28 years, but technically it was never yours, but I never have seen the town up until now have anything to do with this building.
And I understand that.
And it's heartbreaking. That's all I got to say. It's very heartbreaking.
Okay.
I second that.
And I completely understand where you're coming from.
I got 2 light bills, and then when the county didn't pay last month, I got 2 light bills, and I did the water bill. We have to pay that, right?
I don't believe that whatever bills that you've got from the past are, I don't believe that those are current. So I've already talked to all the utilities that your name was on, and all those have been moved over to the town, and
I know, I got kids.
and they never said anything about any,
I got copies of the bill that's due the 12th, and there's 2 months on it.
and that's the thing that they said, so you probably will still receive a bill right now because it was in the middle of the period, but those new bills will be updated and in their systems, and they will be sent to us. So you don't have to worry about that bill.
Oh, yes, I do.
We're gonna pay it.
I'll pay it.
Pam, I'll work with you, it'll reconfirm with Duke for the power and the water.
Let them send me a letter that I don't have to pay that.
We'll figure it out to make sure that it was transferred to the new accounts, so that will be paid.
Yeah, I've got all
Just so you're sure that there's nothing due from you.
Yeah,
That's right, I don't want no.
Right, I'll work with you, we'll get that figured out. I got that.
does anybody else have any comments?
Yeah, Pam, how did you receive that bill? Did you ask for them or did
Yes, I
they?
did.
Because the county, once they cut off, should have been paid up, you said.
And they
When
were,
I will check that out
Actually, I
myself.
think I got a text saying that there was, behind in the bill.
I'll check that out for you.
And then I had an email.
But that should be the county's responsibility at this point, they should,
Well,
We'll work it out.
yeah, it'll get worked out between the county and the town.
Now, did the town pay it before the county?
I can't answer either way.
the county never paid the bill.
That's the part that I think bothers me. If the town never paid up until the point that this lawsuit put everything in limbo, until flip the switch, we're not a town, flip the switch, we are a town, what happened to all of this, that the seniors have put into it?
Me
They just get to
neither.
eat
I
it.
have receipts, they never paid a bill.
That's what I don't
So,
understand.
just so I can point out, the electric bill that they paid for was for the electric they were using. So they paid it every month for what they were using.
I do have a comment about that, and I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, the only organization that profited off of this building was the senior citizens organization. So all the rentals, everything, and if those weren't covering the utilities, then there was no point in doing that going forward.
We're not gonna discuss all business. We're not gonna discuss the way things were. We really do in our hearts, feel about what you're expressing to us. I don't want that to get lost, but we are moving forward. And And we're gonna work with you and get everything smoothed out. You'll no longer be paying electric, gas, water for this
No,
building.
that's the thing, is the town's taking all those burdens off of you guys now.
Right,
So
wrong,
when
or
they have
indifferent,
their
that's the way it's
breakfast,
gonna be.
that means the money from the breakfast goes to the town?
No, no, no.
Or does it go to the
No, it's a
seniors?
seniors,
I'm just asking.
it's a
Because
seniors
you're
event.
saying that what
That's
they
a-
did
that's a
before
seniors
wasn't
event.
right, I'm
That's
just
a
making
seniors
sure.
event, so that's where,
What we're trying to get it to is like a win, I know, I don't want this to sound tone deaf, but we want it to get to a point where it's a win-win for the seniors. They don't have to pay to upkeep this building, and they can keep all the profit from whatever events they want to have here, and they don't have to pay the town to have those events here. That is what, I think that is what we want.
yeah, I mean,
What we've been saying.
that's all we're trying to do is make sure you guys, that they're taken care of. I mean, we're not the board that was in place. I don't have every record, you know, I go through every single record of every meeting that went on in the past. You know, I can't speak on the past or how that was handled. All I can do is sit up here and try to come to a better relationship than what we've had in the past. And that's what we're trying to do, I mean, at the bottom line.
So when will y'all start getting new tables and stuff in here?
And,
You get it from qualify for that grant, how long's it gonna take to get the grant?
I'm not 100% sure on that grant, that's if we get it, I mean, that's just something that's not something that we know, I mean, we
So,
can't.
if you rent the building, our tables are in here, are you gonna make sure nobody's damaged any of our tables?
Absolutely.
And that's what,
We're gonna come inspect after every rental to make sure it's clean, there's no damage, and if there's not, the person who rented it will be covered it. And if what they paid doesn't cover it, then we'll talk to our legal consultant.
yeah,
We don't want you to feel like we're trying to strong arm you into keeping these here.
Yeah.
If that's something that you're not comfortable with, we are certainly not gonna stop you from taking the tables and the chairs. The senior citizens organization bought those, and they're entitled to them, and if they don't want anyone else using them, then you guys are certainly able to take them out. We are not gonna stop you.
I'm just worried about the tables getting damaged and our tables.
No, they're very nice tables. I totally agree with you.
I wasn't at the last meeting, but I do have a question. I have loved ones and family members that are members of this senior center. They use it on a regular basis. The town has a community building, why aren't they using it?
Can we get your name?
My name is Sadie.
Where do you live?
I live in Milltown.
Okay, so,
so, when the county took that building over up there, I don't know what happened to it, so the room that used to be used for meetings up there has no electricity now. There's no electricity, every table and chair has been moved out of there, they basically stripped the entire building out. So, there's no air conditioner, we just don't have the ability to put the meetings up there, so.
and
That's,
honestly, I don't think that could fit. I mean, we have a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people that
mean-
wanna come to these meetings. I don't think we can fit everyone in this room in that
I
building.
just had a question.
Yeah, and that's-
I rented the building in the past.
yeah,
I rented the community building in the past.
yeah,
So I
and
just- I mean, I know that's the community building.
that's something that obviously we're not gonna discuss it this meeting, but the other buildings in the town are an issue that we are going to address at some point in time on possibly renovating those and fixing those up too. So that'll be something for a future meeting. When we get down the road, past all the things that we have to get taken care of, because like I said, right now, it's just, the town's on a limited budget, and those are just issues that, I hate to say don't take precedence, but we have to get back up and running out of town.
Well, my mom comes here, and she's a member here, and, I just wanna make sure that she has the best facility to come to.
Oh,
And we want the same thing.
she's never gonna not be able to come to this facility.
And the reason the bingo is down is because he had 2 doctor appointments, so I couldn't come. So I couldn't go get her and I couldn't go get my neighbors. There was the three didn't come because I couldn't come. And then another, guy took somebody else to the doctor, so there's 2 or 3 of them that couldn't get here because he was their ride. So
Okay.
usually we have more than what was here the other day.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I've got her scheduled out, so she's blocked off for those days, so she will.
You can't be a better person than Tammy.
Oh, yeah, she's very, very kind. I've had many phone conversations with her, so, Yeah, she's very nice. So do we have any other business? Any other comments from anyone? Anybody? Okay, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All right, take that to the vote. Everyone in favor, aye? Aye. Everyone opposed, same. Meeting is officially adjourned.
That's maybe gone on that to be in there.